Hey guys, so today I just want to go over an account that we're currently managing for one of our wholesaling clients. This is a Facebook ads account that has currently an ad spend of $80 a day. So this is one of our higher spending Facebook ads accounts. Normally Facebook ads accounts start out spending about $30 to $50 a day. You can spend more, but you really need to be targeting kind of a wider area to make it consistent. So I'm just going to go over that account and just kind of show you what is involved in managing this kind of account. And we're going to look at three aspects of this account. We're going to look at the campaign level. I'm going to give you some tips there. We're going to look at the ad set level. I'm going to give you kind of a breakdown of how I usually structure the ad sets. And then number three, we're going to look at, okay, how do we actually do some ad testing and what does that look like for a higher spend account like this? All right, so let's jump into that. Okay, so this is the campaign level, this campaign tab right here. This main campaign is the main campaign that we have been running. This currently has 320 website leads. We have a cost per lead of about $40 per lead, and we've spent 13 grand on this campaign already. So this you can tell we've been running for a long time. You can see there's a bunch of other tests and different types of campaigns that we have run in the past. This campaign, we started this back in November of last year. And so this has been going for a while. Now, what I will say about running ads at the basically running ads and about structuring your campaigns is you usually, and this doesn't matter if you're doing Facebook ads for wholesaling or any other type of local business for lead generation, but you usually want to keep all of your ad sets and all of your ads and all the testing that you're going to do within one campaign. The reason for this is because the algorithm for that campaign will get better and better over time if you continue to use that and give that one campaign more data. Whereas if you're constantly testing out new campaigns and different types of campaigns, it's going to take a little bit longer for your account to kind of understand exactly what it is you're going for, whereas you can kind of narrow it down into one campaign that's usually going to increase your performance. Now, this is a campaign to a landing page, so we are not doing lead forms. Lead forms can actually give you a little bit lower cost per lead, depending on how much you qualify those leads in the lead form. We are running this straight to a landing page, meaning we are taking traffic from Facebook, sending it off of Facebook, and sending it to the landing page that we have built for our clients. And you can see what an example of this looks like in the main video on my channel. I briefly cover it there. And we are basically setting our budget at the ad set level. This is ABO, meaning that the budget optimization is set at the ad set level. And this is our main campaign that, like I said, we've been running for quite a while. So like I said, normally you're going to have one campaign. Now let's move into number two, the ad sets themselves and how we kind of break this down. So whenever you are running Facebook ads, there are multiple ways you can set up an ad set. Normally, we don't do dynamic, meaning testing a lot of different images and ads and different ad copies and all that at the same time right from the beginning. You can do that. Sometimes it gets good results. Normally, though, we're testing one thing at a time. This is just what I've found to work really well for this specific niche. In another niche, dynamic might work better. But we usually stick to two different types of ad sets. Targeted ad set, meaning that we're using the interest-based targeting within the ad set level to pick out certain real estate interests that we have found that work really well for motivated sellers. Or we're doing wide open targeting, meaning that we're really only targeting the Facebook news feed. We're basically just putting our ads on the Facebook news feed and maybe one or two other placements, and leaving it open to Facebook to kind of decide based on our keywords and our ad copy who to put our ads in front of. Sometimes we'll get better results with an open ad set. Sometimes we'll get better targeted. With this campaign, as you can see, we've tested both and we've done a lot of targeted ad sets because that's what we keep seeing getting results. Now, as you can tell, there's a lot of little nuances and things to doing ads like this and running and managing this. So if this is not something that you want to fully learn on your own, of course, reach out to us and book a call. The link will be in the description below. And we are more than happy to see if it might be a good fit for us to help you do this for you so that you can kind of just focus on closing deals. If this is something that you're more wanting to learn on your own, though, I do recommend a different video of mine called How to Analyze Facebook Ads Performance in 2023. That goes in depth into all of the metrics, especially in here, cost per link click, click-through rates, and it really breaks down what those mean and how to apply it to your campaign. However, to get back to what I was talking about in the ad set level, you can see we've tested a lot of different ad sets. Now, the reason for this is because sometimes we'll change the budget. or test different budgets. Sometimes we will be updating the targeting location. Whenever you make a update to your targeting, if it's a small update, you can usually just update the ad set that you're currently using and continue. If you are making a large change, like let's say you're targeting just some cities in California, and now all of a sudden you're switching to Texas and Florida, that campaign is going to be much different. You need to do a new ad set, not a new campaign, just duplicate your ad set, switch the targeting, and start fresh. Whenever you're doing testing, you don't want to mix data, meaning like if you're running a specific ad that is targeting a certain location, and then you just make a change to that targeting, now your data is mixed between the two different locations. Whereas if you duplicated it and you start running a new ad set, that's going to give you fresh data just for that location. So keep this in mind whenever you're testing ads, ad copy, new ad sets, always duplicate and do a split test. What I look at mainly here, I'll give you guys a little bit of guidance on just the ad set level here in the metrics. I look at frequency. This is the main thing I'm looking at here is how many times each person that we've reached has seen our ads. So for example, the 16,000 people that have seen this ad from this ad set, each of them have seen our ads at least 1.6 times. When this gets close to 2, that's usually when we'll start to see some slowdown in the lead flow, and the cost per lead might start going up because the same people are starting to see it again and again, and they might get tired of it. So I'm always checking in here. I hit view charts, and I'm always looking at the last 14 days, and we want to see, how this looks. Like you can see at the beginning, you're normally going to get a big burst of leads because it's a new ad set reaching a certain new audience. But you can see like the overall slope here is going downward slowly. Now this might pick up again, I don't know, but this would be normal to see. This is how Facebook works. And this is why it's so important to be managing it and checking it often, because if you don't, what's going to happen is this is going to continue to decrease over time and sometimes just totally burn out and die. And then you'll just be spending money and not getting any leads. And so Facebook actually needs to be checked more often than something like Google PPC because of the nature of the platform. You're putting ads in front of an audience, you're monitoring how they are responding, and you're adjusting accordingly. Whereas something like Google or SEO even, you're waiting for inbound search traffic to come through and optimizing not quite as often with Facebook, depending on how much you're spending. So that's just something to keep in mind. All right, let's go ahead and jump back to the ad set level. Okay. So that's one thing that we're looking at is we're looking at the frequency to determine when do we want to change this ad set and switch to a new one. Normally, we will continue to test new images, new ad copy at the ad level, which we'll get to next, and really try to go that route instead of just changing this ad set regularly. We really, even if the frequency is up at 2, if we're still seeing good performance and we're seeing that by changing images, by changing the ads themselves, we're able to keep the ads on track, we're not going to really switch that ad set. It's only when there's a combination of factors of the frequency getting high. Maybe this has turned into learning limited, meaning that the ad set's indicating to us on Facebook that it's having a hard time knowing who to show to next. Or, like I said, the creatives and stuff that we're testing for the ads themselves are no longer really working that well. So let's jump into the ad level now here, and we'll go over this. Okay, so if we look at the ad level, which is where we are now, you can see that we've done a bunch of testing in here. And now this is just for this one ad set. All of the ads we've tested are just in this one ad set. The way I notate everything is I basically say, okay, this is image number 1, 2, 3, 4, and which copy we're using. So you can see that we've really stuck to the 2 main copies we see working in this ad set. And we've tested multiple images. Now, normally I'm going to be testing maybe 1, 2, or 3 images at a time, depending on certain factors. So, if the ads are doing well, maybe we just leave one running. If the ads are doing well, but maybe over the last 2 weeks that we see the cost per lead starting to go up slowly, then maybe we'll start testing 1 or 2 extra ads alongside of it. Or if we see that it's outside our target KPIs, then we're going to be adjusting those, turning them off, and testing new ads altogether. So the more budget you're working with, the more often you need to test, depending on what you're getting in terms of a cost per lead, or just the more you need to have running because it's more budget to spend. So in this case, this is a high spend account, meaning we're spending $80 a day. Normally, Facebook ads, you're going to start spending maybe $30 to $50 a day. This client has scaled that up to now $80 a day. This client's been with me for quite a long time, and we've been managing this for them. And you can see that we are getting leads at about $20 to $30 per lead on average, which is great. And because remember, this is being sent to a landing page where the cost normally will be a little bit higher when you do that, because Facebook does not usually want you to send traffic off of the platform. They usually want to keep people on platform, which is why a lot of people use lead forms. Now, again, if this seems overwhelming, and this is not something that you really want to learn all on your own, but you just kind of want to see what this looks like from a high-level overview, that's the point of this video. And again, feel free to book a call if you'd like to chat about us helping you with this. But the way that we go about testing and approaching, what images do we use, what ad copy? First of all, I have a library of ads that I know kind of over all the data from all the accounts that we manage, which ones tend to work the best and get us results. So we always start there. We stick with those. I did recently make a video. You can check it out. Search on my channel for a video talking about the most underrated Facebook ads tool, the Facebook ads library. And that will give you an idea of how I actually find new ad copy or how you can get ideas to run these ads on your own. But what we do is we use images of distressed houses. A lot of people will ask me, what about videos? Videos are fine. It's good to test them. They need to be really grabbing attention in the first 3 seconds. But what we see is normally videos, for the amount of effort and time it takes to make them, and how they perform compared to images, normally they don't perform as well and they actually require more effort to create. That is not always the case though. So it is good to test them, but that's just what I found. So we tend to stick to images. And we tend to stick to images that clearly show up on the Facebook news feed. So we don't want anything that's going to blend into the background. They need to be clear, good photos, and they need to be of distressed to average looking houses, nothing super brand spanking new, right? We don't want this to look like it's for sale. And that's what we find works well with what we run. And so you can see, like, if I were to select all the ad sets in here, just for this campaign, I mean, you can see we have tested lots and lots and lots and lots of different images. And some of them do better, some do not as good. And it really just comes down to testing. Every market's going to be different. I always recommend to test images that are local to your market. And so this is what takes time about Facebook ads is, let's say you have ads running that you need to test kind of often, and you need to make adjustments, fairly often. That's also going to require you to find new images, right, that you think are going to work well. Kind of, for me, I already have an intuitive sense of what works well in certain markets and what images would perform and what won't. And so, you have to find the images. You kind of have to do the testing. You have to kind of know what's going to work and what's not. And you have to do the same thing with the ad copy. The benefit of working with someone like us is we already have all this data. We already know. We do this day in, day out. And so this is kind of what's involved. And so just to sum up, again, if we go back to the campaign level, we have our ads running all in one campaign. We test 2 main ad sets, usually targeted and opened. And then we're testing multiple images, usually. And then when we find what works, we really try to narrow down on that until we see ad fatigue setting in, and then we're constantly doing new testing. Again, if you're interested in kind of learning more about the metrics here and how we look at that, I suggest looking at my other video. And again, feel free to book a call if you guys would like to chat with me to see how you can implement this into your business, whether that's for wholesaling and real estate, or if you have another small local business or any business that you're doing lead gen for, and you are needing someone to manage your Facebook ads. I would love to talk with you. I hope you guys have a great week, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks.